Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest edition of Detroit Area Woodturners General Meeting on Zoom. Here we are, September, and we're still at it. And, we're just doing the best we can do. So I've got a numerous announcements I'm going to go through today, but to start off with, do we have any guests with us today? Unmute yourself and make yourself known. I was talking to Bob Elliott. We thought we were going to have a couple gentlemen from Europe joining us today, but that didn't work out. So, okay, no guest. Membership. I said this last month. I'm just going to repeat it just in case you haven't had a chance to do that. But go on to our website, to the members area, and look at the membership listing and make sure all your information is correct. That way we can make sure we get information to you when it's coming out. We still had a couple people that for whatever reason didn't see the invitation for today's meeting, and I had to get it to them at the last minute. So just go and double check that just to make certain. And if there's anything there that's not right or you want to have change, contact Cindy Yates, and her name of course is on that list, unless that got missed. So once again, Steve Rohr is our mentor. And anybody needs help with anything, or if you're a newer turner and need some help getting started on things or get some questions answered, contact Steve. He's the guy to see. He's exceptional at what he does. So don't be afraid to give him a buzz. Spatula workshop. We had a great workshop that Chuck hosted and demoed making a spatula. And we had the video up for a couple of days, and there was an incident in the video where Chuck wasn't using the device properly to hold the spatula, and it broke. And so we were asked to take the video down so that there was no chance of somebody else copying that. And we did that, and I'm not going to go into any details who it is or what it's about or any of that stuff because it's not necessary. Chuck and I have talked about it, and we're going to work out a way to redo a video of making a spatula and getting it up on our YouTube site. So I know there was a lot of people that contacted me that were not upset but very confused as why the video went down. So. Okay, next Saturday would be our regular workshop. However, we're not going to have a workshop because we can't seem to get people to volunteer. And last month, or at the board meeting, it was suggested that I send out a letter to everybody asking, to contact me and let me know your feelings about why you would or wouldn't host a workshop or do a demo or anything like that. And I've heard from nobody, which is what I expected. That's been the case throughout the past year.
Get your drink, and then they've already kind of started.
What's that?
Jeff, I'll do it if you want. I mean, I can do it next week if you want.
Well, I understand that, and I really do appreciate that. I just don't want to keep leaning on you and Chuck for everything. Okay. You guys are wonderful. You know.
Well, I mean, I'm perfectly happy to keep doing it until somebody else steps up. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what I thought I'd do for a break, and maybe this will help generate a volunteer or something, is next week we're going to do what's called Turner's Talk. So for 2 hours, we're going to get on Zoom and we're going to talk about turning. If you got questions to get answered, that'll be the place. Show us a project you're working on, something like that. Just all we're going to talk about is turning. No politics, no coronavirus, nothing negative, just fun and games and turning. So that's what we're going to do next week. Then hopefully, we'll get some volunteers going. And I do want to say to those people who are kind of been thinking about it and are on the fence, and I've said it before, Chuck is more than willing to come out with the camera equipment and do the videotaping or handling all the video for you. So all you got to do is concentrate on your turning and presentation. That would make it so much easy. And if you want to do it yourself, you don't need any special equipment. Ian did it with an iPhone. That's all you need. So, anyway, so if you're on the fence about it, think seriously about it. If you not sure if you got anything that would that you think would go well as a demo or as a workshop, contact me and talk to me about it. And we'll get it all figured out together. We're all a team. We're club members. We're all a team. We're in this together. And especially now during the shutdown and everything like that, we really got to stick together and work with each other to make things happen. So I guess that's all I'm going to say about that. We're also looking for volunteers for demos starting with January. We're good through the rest of the year. So, and again, it's the same thing. Chuck will come out and do the video work for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And again, let's get some fresh faces in there, get some new ideas.
I may have convinced Ken Kernicki yesterday to do that.
Awesome, awesome. I would love to see him do that. So, okay. So what we have as far as demos go, though, is October is going to be Matt Harbor. And he's doing, if I remember right, it was wood orientation for best grain result. Does that sound right, Matt?
Actually, what it is wood orientation for natural edge and off center.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to show. It's not a very complicated video or demo. It's just I'm going to show a little bit about how I set up things to do weirdly shaped off center natural edge pieces.
Okay.
So it's orienting the bowl a little differently and how to, basically you do it. So you set up your tenon so that you get it that way the whole way through. So.
Okay, great. Sounds interesting. Okay. November, we have Mike Foydell doing Christmas ornaments, which is perfect timing since coming up in December, since we're not going to have a Christmas party, the President's Challenge is going to be replaced with the Christmas Challenge, which is actually the President's Challenge, make a Christmas ornament. And we'll handle that way. And then I'm very pleased to announce that for December, we've got Carl Jacobson scheduled to do a pro demo for us. And if you haven't seen Carl Jacobson, go on YouTube and look him up. He makes some phenomenal stuff, and he's just a pleasure to watch. And he travels all over the company demoing or all over the country demoing and doing stuff like that, and just a very creative mind. And so I am looking forward to that, and we're working on ideas of what to have him demo for us. So that takes us up through the end of the year. And let's see here. I lost my place here. Okay, did that one? Okay. As many of you know, PCAC came to us, and they had a lady working with them named Nancy Callandine. And she had old wood from the roofs of the mausoleum at Oak Hill Cemetery that it was just collapsing in, and they did a restoration on it. And they're doing a fundraiser today to raise even more money to continue the restoration of the whole Oak Hill Cemetery. So she contacted me, and I put the word out, and myself, Paul Newberger, Dave Meyer, Jennifer, and Ian Frederick all turned items that are being auctioned off today at their fundraiser. And there were some really cool items. There was a lot of discussion as to what the wood was, and I think we all finally came to the conclusion it was pine. It was very soft. I found it very difficult to work with, the wood from the beams, probably because it was pine. And but you know what? It made for some really beautiful stuff. And I want to thank those of you who did do these turnings for that organization. They're doing a great job with the restoration. And unfortunately, everything that they've had, that they've invited me to, I've already had something planned. So, and I do still have some of that wood left. If any of you are interested, please contact me and I'll get it to you, or you can come pick it up. So, let's see here. Oh, big announcement. Online dues. We had Chuck set up a PayPal account for the club, and very soon we're going to have a button on our website where you can click on the button and pay your online dues and register right online. And that'll make things a lot easier, and that'll help eliminate some of the checks getting lost or registration forms getting lost in the mail or whatever the case may be. Along with that, we're also going to have if we have any special events, there'll be a button for that. So if we are back in PCAC and we have a pro turner come in, you'll be able to register and pay for it right online. We're also bringing back the tool raffle. We're gonna have a way for you to go online and click a button and buy your raffle ticket for the tool that we're raffling off that particular month or 2 months. A lot of people have asked for that to come back, and we've got some really good stuff coming up. So
John, you can also email out the invoices if I can take the membership list, and we can just email everybody who's a member.
Yeah.
To pay.
Yeah, it just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And you know, I think this was originally discussed a few years back, and things have changed a lot since then. So it's not a big expense anymore to do that online. So I think it's well worth the club to move into that direction. I mean, we've gotten technical with Zoom. We're going to continue Zoom after we're back at PCAC. You know, I prefer to see things get a lot easier for us ongoing. And online payment for different functions and dues, I think, is a big step. So you'll see that coming out really soon. We're just working in the background on the semantics and getting things programmed. And as I said, we're not going to have a Christmas party for obvious reasons. It'd be really hard to pass around the cookies. So, but our Christmas challenge is going to be in place, is really going to be a President's Challenge, and it's going to be a Christmas ornament based on what Mike Foydell demonstrates in November. So it's pretty much like a President's Challenge. We're just going to call it the Christmas Challenge. So any questions on anything that I've covered, or has anybody got any announcements or anything we need to know about? Okay, well, let's move on to the tool review. I know we got a few people here with tools, so you know, turn off your mute and we'll highlight you. And,
I got one, Jeff.
Okay, let's highlight Cindy.
There's a new product that came out by Woodturner's Wonders called Slick Stick.
Yeah.
And so I picked some up, and you can use this thing on anything. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, basically, for all types of abrasive and cutting tools, including CBN, diamond wheels, hones, resin fiber, discs, and belts, turning tools, chisels, planes, bandsaw blades, and end mills. And the thing about it is, it's not liquid. It is like a roll-on. And I have used it on my my CBN wheels. I used it on my Laguna. I used it on my bandsaw. I did all my all the metal work. I've even put it on the bandsaw blade on my bandsaw. And this stuff is amazing, and it's not very expensive.
Really, it doesn't get gummy or anything?
Nope.
Wow.
I got some too. I put it on my bandsaw blade, and it really made a big difference cutting.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. But you can buy it from Woodturner Wonders, and it's called Slick Stick. And,
I know they've been pushing it the last couple sales. Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, I like it a lot. So.
Okay.
Will it work on a hone, like a credit card hone, to clean it?
Huh?
Will it work on a credit card hone to clean it?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can put it on your CBN wheel to clean it also.
Yeah, so I would think if you can put it on your
CBN
CBN wheel, you can put it on a credit card hone. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got one more tool for you. I have a hard time sometimes on my bandsaw when I have to turn something really, really small or cumbersome, and it's hard to grip. So I made these 2 discs, and this is like foam. It's pretty stiff, but it still, you know, will grip whatever. And you can put that between whatever you want a bandsaw, and it'll grip it. So they're easy to make. And I find that they're easy to use, especially when your fingers are in the way. So that's all I got.
Okay. Somebody else had a tool review?
Yeah, Mark does. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay. This is a robo rest that I got from robohippie.net, and he makes it in two different variations. One, it fits in for a Wolverine, or if you don't have the Wolverine set up for your, it also has, he makes a bracket so that you can mount it to, you know, in front of your grinding wheel. But what I like about this is that it just uses I can adjust the angle to whatever I want and put it in the key here, and it's easy to change. And once I've set it up to the different angles that I want, it's very repeatable. So when I want to hone my scrapers, it's very easy to bring it up here, to lock it in place, bring my scraper, and puts the angle that I want. Most of my scrapers are at 70 degrees, and once I've it's not super accurate, but it's repeatable, so that once I get it set on the angle that I want, it works great. I don't have to fiddle with, trying to figure out which angle I want. And I can make it, you can make it straight, you can make it almost perpendicular. I moved my hand, I'm sorry. It's very easy to use, and it didn't cost super lot of money. I think it was 50, 60 bucks, but I don't remember. But it's robohippie.net. Yep. And it's a robo rest. Yep. And it makes it very easy to do. If you want to put a 40-40 grind on your gouges and you need to do it freehand, you can set it up for 40 degrees and it works wonderful.
Cool.
I don't use that, but I use it for my scrapers. That's all I have.
Cool. I actually was talking with him the other day on Sawmill Creek. Pretty knowledgeable guy. He gave me a lot of good advice for the McNaughton center saver, and he's made probably the best video out there on the unit. So, cool. Anybody else? Okay, I guess that's it for tool review then. We want to come back to me. Okay, next is our Facebook challenge. We have had a pretty good month for Facebook challenge. We've had 33 people post images or something, questions or whatever on our Facebook page. So I'm going to draw a winner on my handy dandy random number picker. So let me put it in. Maximum is 33. And we are going to 24. Number 24 is the winner. That's Paul Newberger. Paul Newberger has won the Facebook challenge. Okay. President's Challenge. Let's go through the images on that. We have had more people participating in this President's Challenge than we've had since we've started the Zoom. So that was fun to see. So let me get in here and share my screen. There we go. There's that. Down to that. I got to get this out of the way. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. President's Challenge. There we go. So, are you guys seeing all the pictures? Are you seeing the images of the different participants in the?
We see your Gmail.
Yeah, we see your Gmail.
You still got Gmail? Because I'm on a different screen now. Oh, it says it's paused.
You have to spotlight the screen you want to see. It doesn't highlight your screen; it highlights the window. So if you're sharing your screen, you got to pick the window.
Okay. How do I do that?
Well, you can cancel your spotlight. Or cancel your screen share, and then pick the window you want, and then share it again, picking the other window.
Okay, so I'm back to me.
Right? You're still spotlighted, so you can share your screen.
Okay, got it.
And pick the window you want to share.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, it says I'm screen sharing. Okay, and I've got to get rid of this so I can see. Okay, first one, Ben Shipman. That's his entry. He's been doing a lot with.
All we see is
Double-click
the file list still. So
Really?
Double-click it.
what you want to do is you want to be in your video image. So wherever you loaded the image, stop sharing again, then share that picture, and then stay in that program on that window, just scrolling between the images. Does that make sense?
I guess I didn't have to do this last time. I just went in and. So let's do it again.
Well, as long as you stay in the same window and stay in the same app, you're good. If you switch apps, like if you double click on something in the file program, then it loads a different program. It's not sharing that window.
Because I'm not really in an app. I'm just in a folder on my desktop.
There you
Right.
go.
So.
But the image display piece is in the is a different program.
You're good now.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is Ben Shipman's submission. He's been doing a lot with charring lately. So it's pretty cool. So I'm hoping I can just, oh, there we go. Next.
Yep.
And let's see. I'm trying to see who this is.
It's me.
That's you? Okay.
Yeah.
I have got this pesky window here of the people who are on this call right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of it.
Go, just hit the screen and then go up to the minus sign on the left side.
I got it.
Hey, Jeff, there's something else you can do. It's in the advanced sharing options. You can do multiple screens.
Okay. Well, I think I got this here. So here's the next one. This is Dave Meyer. This is his submission. Really cool work. This is Don Warren. This is Ed Wilkemeyer, if I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I am sorry. This was kind of cool. Glenn McCullough, his submission. Henry Morgan. Jennifer Frederick. This was her submission. Ian didn't get his in time. It's unfortunate, but Jennifer's mother passed away yesterday, so they're down in Ohio. It was either yesterday or Friday, and they're down in Ohio, so Ian wasn't able to get his in. Kathleen Gardner. This was hers.
That's Mike Lanham's.
Oh, it's Mike Lanham's? Okay.
Mike Lanham's.
Okay. This is Lowell Nats. Very intricate. Mark Wallace. Like the spiraling on that, Mark. Matt Harbour. Mike Foydell. Mike Lenaway. Neil Leeds. That looks like a piece of brass or something down there. That's kind of cool. Paul Johnson. Paul Newberger. Phil Stevens. Richard Megnick. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Richard. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Rick Williams. This was my absolute favorite. This is I call it Harry Potter meets Star Wars. Very inventive. Ron Pohlman. Looks like you got a little segmenting in there. And that's it. That is it for the President's Challenge. So I'm going to stop the share and come back to me. and get my handy dandy number generator. And that was a total of 21 people that participated in the President's Challenge. So the winner is number 20, which is Kathleen Gardner. You win a certificate. So congratulations. And congratulations to Paul Newberger.
And Mike says, "Not thanks."
Happy birthday. I'm giving it to you.
He
Yeah.
told me happy birthday because he's giving it to me.
Yeah, there you go. You can't ask for anything better, right?
Hey, it's great.
And you can go around and tell everybody you turned it.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who took part in the two challenges. Of course, President's Challenge for next month will be what Cindy is demoing today, and the Facebook Challenge for October is beginning right after this meeting. So any posts that come in after this meeting will be included on the challenge for October. Let me check those off. So now we're to the best part of the meeting, and that's the demonstration. Cindy pre-recorded this, and there is some choppiness in it, I think because of bandwidth, but I think it's something that we can live with. And I'm going to ask that Cindy be spotlighted, and we'll turn everything over to her.
Hi, everyone. Glad to join you all. The reason I'm doing part live and part PowerPoint and part on a video, and the video's not that long. The couple other things are only a couple minutes long. So what I'm teaching is how to do mason jar lids, and I came up with this idea from a guy named, his name here, Ron Brown. I got his idea from there, but I do it a lot simpler than what he does it. He turns it around on chucks and does it different ways, and I just do it one way. So I was just going to show you that. And then because the video's not really long, I was going to show you my shop real quick. And then after that, if we have time at the end, I was going to show you how to do a wire inlay live on I don't know where's that. Oh, on a mason jar lid. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's been a while since I've done this, but it'll be okay. I've only been turning about a year and a half now. Belong to the club almost 2, and you guys help me out a lot. So the first thing I'm going to go to is my shop tour real quick. So let me open that up. Oh, cancel. Oh, I got to share my screen, don't I? Can you see it? Whoop. Wait a minute.
We still see you.
All right. I forgot to share my screen. Let me go back. There we go. Share screen. Okay. Share. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear it okay?
We can hear you.
Well, this is coming down from my stairs if you can't hear my video.
I can just hear you, Cindy. The way, if you want the video to show up there, maybe you have to, like, there's a way to do it in Zoom where you make that the audio input or something like that. But why don't you narrate it?
Okay, this is my shop. Basically, it's coming down outside my garage. And that's just my woods that I picked up on. There's an auction that sells wood, and I go on that maybe once a week. That's my first workbench. And it's basically a collect-all, as you can see. And it's kind of it's just a staging area, basically. But that thing I got at Costco, and that holds so many of my tools. And this is my second workbench, and I use this quite a bit when I'm working. I'm going to be using that today during touring. As you can see, some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at is on there. And I store underneath. And so that works out. And then there's my rack up there. I got that idea from my mentor, Ray. And he had one, and so I built one. But I don't turn a lot of green wood. I don't know why. I have to see end results right now. I don't want to wait 2, 3, 6 months. This is my tool area and my my sharpener. This is workbench number 3. And then you come around, and that right there is my new saw stop. And as you can see, I triggered it, but I didn't trigger it with my finger. I triggered it with a one of the guards. And so that wasn't fun, and it was the first time I used it. And then this is my workshop area where I have my belt sander and my my Duro press. I have to make a stand for that because that's too tall really for me to work. So I have to build a shelf or lower it to get it on something a little bit lower. That there's my jet, 14-inch bandsaw. And my compressor sits over there. And then behind that is just household tools and things that I need for household repairs. And then the 2 refrigerators are beer and wine, so come on over and join me. They're just a few steps away. And I have a Laguna lathe. Oh, I'm going to show you my jet first. That's my dust right, and I really like that. And I have it coming up over my ceiling and down. So that's my dust right, and I come off. I have a long enough hose on there that I can go to all my machines. And that's my Laguna. So, and that's over there is my vacuum. So, and basically, that pretty much is it. So let me stop this. And now I'm going to go to PowerPoint. Can you all still hear me okay? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do mason jar lids today. I'm just going to show you a couple slides real quick. We already talked about my shop tour. So Ron Brown, he has a YouTube video out on it that you can look at. He also has a free download handout. You can go to ronbrownsbest.com, go under free downloads, and you can go to mason jar lids. He teaches kind of the same way I do, except, I don't know, I think mine's a lot faster and easier, but whatever. This is one of them I did. This is one of the first ones I did. This is another one. And then I was trying to get a little bit braver. The one on the right-hand side is from a 100-year-old true 4x4 2x4. That was 100 years old that my brother-in-law gave me, so I figured I'll try to turn that. And it wasn't too bad. And then these are a couple others. So they're fun to make. They're easy. They're great gifts, especially for Christmas. It is canning season. So now I'm going to come right back to me live. Let's see here. I got to close this out. And stop sharing. Stop share. There we go. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about now are these jars. And I have a couple others. And right now it's really hard to find canning jars and lids. But we're going to be using to make it simple, the lid, the twist top, and then you can use the lid. And basically they just go on the jars. There's kind of 3 or 4 different sizes of jars and how you can do them. But we're going to be putting the lid in there like that, and then you can put the cap over it, and then you can just basically twist them on. So another one that I did to show you how we do these, you start out basically with a block of wood. This happens to be 4x4. You mark the center and you drill a 1/2 inch hole, and then this is a 1.5 by 1.5 with a 1/2 inch dowel. And basically what I do is I first glue up this, then I stick this in here, glue it, I clamp this so it's good and tight, and you're going to put this end in your chuck, which you will see. But that's basically how simple it is to make a blank. I also made, and then after they come off the lathes, I do want to show you this real quick in case I forget. But there's about a 1/4 inch lip here, and then you carve the inside to make it just a little bit lighter. And these fit right inside there tight. I glue them down. He glues them down, but they do fit in there tight. One of the things that you have to be worried about is the thickness here. If you get it too thin, you're going to get, when you tighten them down, they will break on you. So I try to get at least about a 1/4 inch or so, maybe a little bit smaller, but not too much. So that's how they go on there.
Hey, Cindy?
Yeah.
Quick question. You said you glue the ring in.
Yeah, you glue this ring in.
Do you rough up the outside of the ring with some sandpaper?
No, because I don't sand the inside of this
Okay.
at all. The only part that I sand, which I'll show you, is this part right here, because that's all you're going to see. So after I turn it, I leave all this rough.
Okay.
And I glue, and the glue that I found really that works the best, because sometimes you need like a filler glue, and I use this Aleene's tacky glue. You can get it anywhere, Michael's, Joann's, and it's a white glue. It dries clear and it fills any spaces that you might have, like through here, and I haven't had any problems with it.
Okay.
This insert on a standard lid is 2 5/8 inches. That's what you want your hole to be here, 2 5/8 inches. And I was making so many of them lately because it's canning season and family wanted them as usual. I bought a 2 5/8 inch drill bit. And it works really, really well. It makes it really, really quick. But you know, you can turn it by hand. I also made this one, which is a canning jar, believe it or not. It's just big. But I took it and turned it and put a little potpourri thing in it, and then glued this inside the lid. And then the lid came with this sealed top, and basically it just goes on and tighter than anything. I made that for one of my in-laws. I wanted to show you the difference between the jars real quick. This is a standard jar, the standard lid. This is an extra wide lid. And this one is 2 7/8. And this is 2 5/8 if you use a Boston bit. This. So we're going to go through the process real quick, and I'm going to show it to you. And the reason that basically it's on tape is my knee implant failed, and I'm having a very hard time standing too long until my revision surgery next month. So I apologize. I hope that you'll still enjoy this. I will narrate it. I will pause it at any time to answer questions. And then I'll come back live and we'll answer questions. And if we have time, we'll do a little bit of live inlay with some wire.
Okay. Hey, Cindy?
Yeah.
I do want to add, you're probably not going to see it this way, but most of us are going to see it as kind of being a choppy, jerky video, and that's because of bandwidth. Don't really understand why, but I just wanted to let you know about that. So go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, I apologize for that. This is something new that you all might want to try too, instead of doing a live video, is taping it. So let me close this one out. Oh, I don't want to close it, I want to minimize it. And camera 1. Can you all see that okay?
No, we're still seeing you.
You're still, oh, hang on a minute. Share screen again. I didn't know you have to go back and share screen every time.
Yeah.
Okay. Camera 1. You got that now?
Yes.
Okay, this is it in the chuck, and I'm going to come over and basically start turning. I'm going to round the outside of it off first real quick. And this wood that I was using on this was, I think it was a piece of oak. It was really hard. And the cap for it is Osage orange, which is really easy to turn. So I picked pretty good ones, I guess, except for this, but it'll get going here in a minute. You all have turned, so things into rounds, so. And I tried to get different angles on my shot, but I was just struggling with trying to combine them, and then Roger was going to help me, and then I got company, so I couldn't go over there, but I wanted to thank him for volunteering to help me, but maybe I can work on that later and repost another video. So we get it in round, and basically I'm just trying to get it right to roundness because I was trying to save wood when it's 4x4. Are there any questions so far? I can answer them.
Do you remember what speed you're running at?
Right now I'm running at about 1,000.
Okay.
I don't usually turn over a speed of more than 12 when I turn. I don't know. I guess I'm just very deliberate.
Well, that's perfectly fine though. You turn at your comfort level.
And we're almost there. I had some great overhead shots that I wanted to show you, but I'm sorry, it just didn't work out. And right now that's real rough, and I don't really care that it's real rough right now, because now I'm going to go to, whoop, I guess I did care. Okay, now I'm going to put in the Flossner bit, and I go about, no, I'm not going to do that either. Boy, I sure know my video. Right after this one. But I go about, when I do it, you only have to go about 5/8 of an inch in. Oh, I'm turning the part of the back. So that's the top of the mason jar. And I just want to get it to where I'm going to look. And then I undo this and I put in the 2 5/8 inch bit. And again, you can turn it out yourself. I turn it to a depth of about 3/4 of an inch because I have not still squared off that end there. And I just don't do that until after I do the Forstner bit. And I turn the speed down. I'm probably going about 600-700, and it's just peeling it away. In fact, that was not oak. I think that was poplar.
That's a monster Forstner bit.
Isn't it? It just.
Yeah, you don't. One of the things I learned early on turning, in my turning career, if you will, is that if you run your Forstner bits faster than 400 or 500, you just burn them out.
Right. Yeah, I found that out too the first time I did it. So I have a pencil mark. I don't know if you can see it on there, but it's coming up, and I go just a little bit past that because I'm going to square up that outer edge. So then what I do is I take the actual lid and I do a test fit. So I take that and I put it in and do a test fit. And as you can see, I wanted to go just a little bit deeper. No, I didn't. Okay. So I guess it fit okay. I had about on the edge where the top went in, I left about I think about 1/8 of an inch. Went to the swap meet. Rubber Chucky was there, so I bought a few Rubber Chuckies. I had this one before that, but I do like their products. And I'm trying to keep that black board there so you guys don't get a lot of glare. Now, I don't know why the screen's jumpy because the screen here is just crystal clear. So now I'm going to do the inside. And like I said, I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch of the lip because that's going to be the glue down point. So I'm just tearing the center out of this. Just making it a little bit lighter. I have an unorthodox way of turning with my tools right now because I can't put any pressure on this right leg. So I can't turn a certain way because I'll be on the floor. So bear with me. Don't take how I turn to the bank right now.
You need one of those robust lathes that are designed for people who can't stand.
Yeah.
Like in wheelchairs and stuff. You can actually tilt it over. They're not cheap though.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the Scout. I'm not certain, but I think it's the Scout.
Oh, nice.
It's a real cool design.
So this is my bowl gouge. It has a 45-degree bowl gouged angle on it.
You can buy that robust sit-down lathe, just the stand to put your own lathe on if you want.
Oh, wow. I'll have to look into it. But
yeah.
Oh, the stand does the tilting and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
That's what I understand from, I saw one several years ago, and that seemed to be how it worked. So you could put your own mid-size lathe on it or whatever.
I might do that just because I'm lazy.
Right now, I'm just taking my scraper and scraping the inside where it's going to be sanded.
Is that a negative rake scraper?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's round, but yeah, it's beveled all the way around it. I can show it to y'all when we have a break. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna turn that in. As I said, when the top went in there, I left the edge a little bit long because I wanted to square it up. So I just gonna take my parting tool or Badan. I'm not sure which one I used. Oh. And that's a rubber chucky, and I use that instead of flipping the whole thing. In other words, taking the chuck off and then flipping it around, and I'll show you that in a minute because I have it on my lathe right now. You can flip it all the way around, but that's how he does it. But so I'm double checking that thickness that I want to get to about 1/4 of an inch, no smaller, because I said again, once you put that cap in there, if you tighten something down or somebody does, it will crack, guaranteed. So as you can see, it's not running true, so this is where I take it and true it up. And at this particular point, you can go ahead and sand that inside if you wanted at this point. I did not do any sanding on this video. I figure we all know how to sand. I was trying to save some time and effort standing.
Hey, Cindy?
Yeah.
I apologize if you've already said this and explained it, because it's possible I missed it. But I know you've got that on a dowel coming out of your chuck.
Right.
Is that just a friction fit on the dowel?
No, it's a glued fit.
It's a glued fit, okay.
And it's a 1/2 inch glued fit. I can show you that again when this is over.
Okay.
So now I'm getting ready to make the topper for it. So I'm trying to blend this all in, get it where I want it. It's a nice wood to turn Osage.
It is, yeah.
One advantage to taping something like this is it's so much easier to talk and carry on a conversation with the turner. And if I needed to stop it anywhere to answer questions, you can put it on pause. So I kind of like that. The only thing I would have changed differently doing this is I would have loved to incorporate the different angles because I had 3 cameras in here, but it just didn't work out. And then my biggest problem was 2 of my things were iPhones and iPads, and I was having a hard time taking those videos and downloading to my Microsoft computer. And I'm gonna get with a friend. They're gonna basically show me how to do that. So, but again, I just didn't have time. So trying to make sure that the end of that, and you can't see it, but where it's glued up, right there where the top's glued to the, or I don't know what you call it. I can't even think right now. The top part of it where you want to pull it on or pull it off. You want that to be a really nice looking transition. And I'm ambidextrous, so that does help when I turn. So. Right now, I'm just trying to check where the top piece matches the cap. Make sure it's a nice clean fit. And it wasn't, so I took the bidan and basically went on a little bit more and trued that up so that it would look decent. Safety first, always stop the lathe before you move things. So I bought that saw stop tool. It's a job site one, so it's on rollers and it comes out and it's really nice. So I use it for the first time. And I put my, God, what do you call it? It makes sure that when you're cutting, you can push up on it and it cuts square. Well, I didn't know I had one of the metal parts sticking out about 1/4 of an inch, and I got, I guess, too close to that blade. I mean, it never touched the blade, but it triggered it because it wasn't sensing wood. They're so sensitive, and it triggered it and locked up on me and was unusable and cost me $100 to buy the new part to the new locking part, and then I bought a new blade. But this time I bought a blade that can be refurbished and points can be redone on it. So, learning experience.
Yeah, that's a big ouchie though.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Then they said, oh, that happens to everybody, and they told me when I bought it, you better buy an extra one now. Well, I didn't listen to them. Oh, I'm not going to do that.
That's a very poor sales pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at now. At this point, I would sand everything at this particular point. I might touch it up a little bit, but other than that, before I part it, I would sand it and treat it. And how I treated it, I'm going to stop this. I use are we there?
You're on your desktop.
Okay. Let me leave this. Leave. Leave. Stop sharing. Come on. Stop share. There we go. So now I can come back here real quick. So again, the important part of this is the part I'm talking about on the inside is this lip right here. And that's basically what you're gluing, and some glue right around here. That'll, excuse me, that'll fit in there. And again, with the 1 5/8 inch, this thing fits in tight without even gluing.
Cindy?
Yeah.
The ring that you're putting in has a rolled edge on the end there.
Right.
Is that rolled edge go in, or is that hanging out?
Goes in, and I leave it popped out. I don't know if you can see it just a little bit inside. And I was going to change these a little bit too, because when you put these on, let me get another one that has one on it. Put it off now. Here we go. So when you turn these and they go on, they only go on to a certain point. So what I was thinking of doing is taking another piece of wood and gluing it up here and turning, after you put the lid part in there, and turning this down this way. So it covers this part too. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Something like a skirt.
Right, but you can't do that. I was going to do it to this one, and I just couldn't get it done. You can't do it until you glue this in. So, and then these, because people use them all the time, you know, these just fit in there just like that. And go on this way. So, also, you can, when you can't find lids, or you just want a plastic lid to do something, I found these plastic lids at Walmart. They're a little bit bigger, so you can still use the same bit, just go in and tweak it a little bit with your gouges, but that works real good too. So anyway, again, I use this, I like to use this tacky glue. It just works for me. I had a good time using it. And so any questions on that so far? None? All right. Does anybody, do I have time to show inlay on wire inlay, Jeff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're doing good.
All right, I'm gonna slowly move my computer over here. So don't mind me, because I gotta get it in front of my lid here. Okay. When you're a one-man band, you gotta just be patient with me here. There. Turn that down a little bit. Can everybody see that okay?
Looks good, Cindy.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows, if you have any questions, you can ask them in chat. We are monitoring the chat, so please feel free to put questions in chat if you have them.
Okay, so wire inlay. The first thing that you want to do is you want to come in and make a groove in here in your inlay. So eye protection. Even though I have safety glasses on, I hope you all can still hear me. This one is I even sharpened all these before. Tighter. So basically, you're just making a groove. You don't want to go too deep. And then what you do, oh, I didn't break it. I gotta go get my drill. Probably hear me better now anyway. since I took that off. So you're going to want to drill 2 holes, one here and one here with a very, very, very small drill bit. This is the smallest, one of the smallest I got. I think it's less than an eighth. And you want to drill them. I'll show you here in a minute. Can you see those?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's where they're at. Light's coming in funny. Okay. I found this wire. You can make your own wire. I twisted it on a drill. I'm sure that you all have done that. But to make things simple and fast today, because I don't want to hold everybody up. It's Sunday, everybody has things to do. I use medium glue when I start at one side, and I just put a little bit of glue, and I drop that in the hole. Spray it a little bit. Make sure it's in there tight. And then I'm basically just going to roll this all the way around. Keep coming. This is number 18 wire. So you can use different lengths. Of course, that should have been a little bit more square, but it's okay for demonstration purposes. Because you all make me nervous anyway. I think I need a drink.
You got 2 refrigerators.
Oh, I know. I share.
How many revolutions, how many wraps are you doing, Cindy?
I don't know how many's on here. However big you make this, you just want them really, really tight.
Oh, you're
So
you're
this one
filling
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
you're filling the cavity. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, you're just filling where you made that. Shoot. I have got to get something to cut this with, but I'm going to tack it so I don't lose it here.
Alfred would like to know where you got the wire from.
I bought it on Amazon. I can show it to you. I bought different kinds. I bought kinds that I can twist myself.
So it's probably like aluminum and copper and stuff?
Yeah, it's called, I think there's a name on it. Hang on 1 minute. It's called artistic wire, and you can get it in different brands. Can you? It's not.
We did see that. It's kind of white. It glared out.
Yeah,
there we go. There.
Yeah.
Twisted artistic wire. Thank you.
So I wonder if they have it at like Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that.
Yeah, I think they all do. They have it. So then
Yes,
what
they
you
all
want?
carry that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then what you want to do is you want to bring it all the way around. And being that I let mine go because I didn't put my scissors where they should have been. And you want these tight. There we go. You're going to come up to the hole. You just want to just make it a little bit longer than the hole so that you can put the bend in it to bend it into the hole tight. Oh. I gotta get it in there with my fingers. There we go. Of course, it never wants to cooperate when you're doing a demo. We'll get it. I want to make it a little tighter. There we go. That's good. Then we are going. They're not working today. There we go. Just hold that down. Super glue. And then what you're going to want to do, hold on. So that's done. Take your time. It's a lot tighter than that. And then I take some of my shavings. Here. So I have a bunch of shavings right here for when I turn this. So I come in and throw glue on this and just give it a quick to fill up gaps between the wire to hopefully make sure it looks a little bit more natural. Again, I'm just using thin CA. And that one moved on me. I don't know if I can move it back, but you all get the gist. I don't know, you all make me nervous for some reason. So you do this even before you sand anything. And then what I do, now I'm going to turn this down. And again, I would make this a little bit thicker if you're going to do this anyway. Oh, it came loose. But anyway, you guys get the gist, and then you turn it down and you can sand this, and this wire gets really, really, really smooth, but you can still see the twist in it. When you turn it, and I had one made, I think my sister-in-law that was here visiting took it. Let me look real quick. Show it to you. I'm sorry, she must have left with it this morning. But anyway, it looks kind of cool. I'm sorry that I can't finish this because I didn't get it tight enough. I usually use a
pliers.
Yeah, pliers. You make it tighter. Ripped on me, but this can be salvaged. I could make another hole right here and put it right here, but this isn't how I would do it anyway. But you just making that all smooth down to the wire, and then you sand it, and this gets really, really smooth, but you can still see the twists in this wire, and it's just really, really neat looking. But anyway, I apologize for that.
Sorry, are the wire holes where you're putting the ends of the wire, are they all the way through?
No, you don't want them to go all the way through. You can,
okay, so
because you could fill them. They're going to be hidden anyway, because
right.
you're putting the cap inside there, so it doesn't matter if you go all the way through. You know what I'm saying? So
yep, thanks. Great. That's great. I understand. Thank you.
Any other questions? Hopefully.
Somebody else here, Alfred says, one suggestion would be to pull it through the hole and hold it with pliers while putting CA glue on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would have done. It worked out really well on the first one I did. And I don't know, you know, demonstrations, they just go to by the wayside when you're doing them. It was interesting. It was fun. I like turning the tops. Everybody in my neighborhood and family all want these. So, and you can do different things with the tops. The other way that he does it, Ron Brown, is let me see if I can show you. You can't see that. Okay. Let me move it back here. So he takes this off. Let me just cut this wire off right now. So after he parts it, he doesn't even finish turning all of this. He takes this and flips it around and puts it on another chuck this way, which I do have another chuck for it. Can't show you that real quick. But the only reason I didn't like that was, and that's before you put the top in it, and I did not like that idea, and I'll show you why. You have to do it before you put the cap to the jar in it, but he puts it in. Of course, this is turned off, which I could have done, but I didn't. And he tightens it up. Come on. Come on, put it in there. You'll fit. I know it fits. It's not fitting on these jaws. Nothing's going right for me today. But I will get it on here because I am not giving up.
Just
I will not let this beat me today.
Demonstration rule number 1 is that Murphy and Sun Tzu hold all the cards and no battle plan ever survives contact with the enemy.
I probably just grabbed the wrong chuck.
It's a nylon ring, really.
Cindy?
Yeah.
Cindy, I see you've got one of those nylon anti-jam washers on there.
This thing right here?
No, on the on your.
Oh yeah,
on your
I always use that.
Yeah, Mike gave me one for my birthday.
Oh, did he? So hang on one second.
He gave you a wand too.
Yes, that's right. He did. Give me one.
Oh,
I put one on after my chuck jammed.
Yeah. First time I couldn't get it off. Somebody had to help me get it off. I'm like, I can't live this way.
So
I'll be able to do it myself.
he parts it, puts it on like this, and he finishes his turning this way, as you can see if you get his hand out. And I just find flipping it and then doing this. The only problem with this is if you put this on too tight, you don't have something like this that you can put it tight to so that it won't go anywhere. You can split this real easy. I split one the first time I did it, and I said, well, I'm not doing that again. So it'll crack on you.
First time I tried that, I split one too.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah. So I just turn it all just the way I did, and it works out fine. And after you part it, I'll put it in here just to do a quick sanding on the very top. So, but anyway, that's all I got for you folks today.
Does Ron Brown make a jig for making those, or is this the standard type of video he does?
This is a standard way. In fact,
I'm surprised because Ron has a chuck for everything.
Yeah.
Cindy, take your key out. It's not safe in there.
So, yeah, he has a 3-4 page handout and he has a bunch of pictures. But the drill press method, 1-inch thick material with a knob glued on, Oh, and I wanted to show you what it looked like on the inside. That when you turn that 1/2 inch does come through because you drill. If you're drilling this one all the way through, you're going 5/8 into the drill in here. You glue that and put the glue real good around here, inside, around this. Then I take clamps and I clamp it. I'll cut that off either by hand or with your bandsaw. And after it sets up, you just want to really, this one isn't set to go because this needs, and I'm not using this one, that's why it's an example, this needs to be square to your top here. Because if you don't, when you get ready to turn your little top or your point, you don't have to put one on. You can leave it blank. I mean, you can just turn it and leave it round. But if you do put a little pull top on top of it, you want these joints to be squared and tight. So you need to make sure.
Cindy, could you take the Osage block, and instead of putting a dowel into that, could you just turn that the end of that Osage block down to the dowel size you need?
Yeah.
That might keep your 2 blocks centered better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it. There's 1,000 ways to do this.
Right. I just thought of that when you said it might not be. You had to make sure it was centered. That might be a little easier way to get your center. Well, thanks, Cindy. That was a great.
Yeah.
The whole thing was great. I got to make some of those anyway.
I apologize. I really didn't do a very good job on this part, but I just
fine. Thank you.
Inlay is really, really good, and I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Well, Cindy, you have no reason to apologize. You did an excellent job.
So
and,
I just want a round of applause.
Yeah, great job. I thought it was a great job, Cindy. Thank you.
Good job, hopefully Cindy. The next time I do one, I'll do a better job because I will do another. So
I think she needs to do another one next week. So
not next. How about next year after I'm back on my legs again?
All right, that'll work.
I look forward to it. So
could you send us? Could you send Henry? Could you send Henry Morgan the download from Ron Brown and he can put it on our website?
Sure. What do you want me to send the whole? I'll send the 3 pages.
Yep.
And he can put it down. Yeah. Because it's free, so there's no. He doesn't have any rights to it.
It might be more appropriate to just put the link to his handout on his webpage.
Yeah, I can pull that link back up and put it in. I can put it on our Facebook page.
Well, because if we put the actual handout up, then that's kind of like copyright infringement. But if we put the link up, then that's normal.
It's Ron Brown's plural best BEST.com. And you'll see he has a bunch of free downloads. I mean, he has a ton.
Yep.
And just go to free downloads and then type in mason jar lids and it'll be right there. So.
Is there any other questions for Cindy?
Oh, I thought you did a great job.
Did an excellent job, Cindy. Thank you very much.
Thanks. You can all probably tell I'm nervous as hell.
Well, you know what? Now you can walk over to the refrigerator and get yourself a glass of wine. You're done turning.
I'm going to go get me a margarita.
You go get okay. Boy, you were really nervous, weren't you?
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Okay.
Cindy, thank you.
Okay. Come back to me.
Yeah.
Cindy, I have one question.
Oh.
Yeah.
When the brake went on your saw stop, did you have to go change your clothes?
No, but I sure let out a big what the hell? Because my fingers were nowhere near it and was like, what's going on? Why'd that go off? And
but
then
you're still counting your fingers though.
Yeah, I'll show you what I did. So I was using this on it because I wanted a square cut, and I had this saw but I had this part right here just sticking out a little bit past my saw blade. And as soon as it got like within a, I don't know, quarter of an inch, it went off.
Huh.
I was like, well, I know it works.
Is there a nick in that?
No, it never touched that. Never came close to it. I mean, a quarter of an inch is far away, but it sensed that, I guess, that it wasn't wood. It was, so it went, and it, I mean, that thing stops like that. I can show you up close what it looks like.
Everybody who has one of those saws has had that happen to them with the metal.
So this is the brake right here, and it sits in your saw like this. Let me get a better picture. Okay, so that thing goes off, and when it goes off, it goes into this metal aluminum part, and it just destroys your blade.
Yep.
So you have to go in and replace this, and because it, and this is $70.
Yep.
Because it's spring load, and then so once that happens, then you got to replace your blade, because you can't get that out of there, and those are chewed up in there. I mean, you can see how it just chewed the holy crap out of it.
Yeah. Hey, Guy just said in chat that SawStop will replace the brake for free if no skin touched it.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
I'll probably give him a call, but you know, to me it was a learning experience using that saw for the first time, and now I've used it, I don't know, 3 or 4 more times, and it's been great because now I pay more attention. I guess it got my attention.
When you want to do that kind of cut, you can shut that.
Yeah, you can manually shut it off, but I didn't buy it for that because I know. I'm getting older, and it's like I want to make, because I'll tell you why I bought it. Because I had an old Makita table saw, and what happened was I was cutting some wood, and it flew off back at me, but I was to the side, and it went through my deep sink in my garage and made a big hole like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my, it had kickback. And I'm like, oh my God, if that would have hit me, I would have been in trouble. So I never used that saw again, but I need a table saw. So
yeah. Well, you know,
that's why.
And the cost of that brake is a lot cheaper than an ER trip.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not complaining about the money, to be honest with you.
Just be thankful you didn't have a dado head in there.
Yeah.
It won't stop. It won't stop kickback, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was.
It will stop if something hits it like that.
Yeah, it was.
Or
you know, it was one of those old saws that didn't have the thing behind it. Yeah.
Anti-kickback falls. Yeah.
And I always stand to the side when I'm cutting anyway, and that thing whipped out and went right. I should have kept my deep sink and seen. I'm going, OMG. So I'm an accident waiting to happen.
Well, have your margarita.
Thanks, everybody. There's some safety lessons learned.
Yes.
Cindy, one thing positive, you've got an excellent wall clock now. Just put the motor in it.
There you go. Well, I keep it on my workbench as a reminder.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, then. Well, let me change the spotlight here, and we'll move on. One thing I forgot to mention before we move on that I wanted to mention earlier, for those of you with Powermatics, there's a gentleman I follow on YouTube named Billy Burt, and he's got the Messy Studio. And he's got a Powermatic he's had for about 15 years. And one of his videos I was watching last week, he mounted up wood onto the lathe and went to flip the button on, and nothing happened. And went around and looked, and there was no digital readout on his inverter. So on his video, he called Powermatic, and they said it was going to be mid to late November before they could even ship one out, and it was going to be about $700 for a replacement. So through some friends, he got a Westinghouse inverter and figured out how to wire it on. And he also figured out how to take the controls out of the headstock and make a remote start, stop, and speed control that he can move anywhere on his lathe, like the Robust has. And it's a very good video because he really goes into detail on how he does that. So for those who got Powermatics, you might want to watch it. It's pretty cool. I was quite impressed with it.
What was the name?
Billy Burt, B-U-R-T.
I will do that.
He's a fun guy to watch. He's very knowledgeable, and I just always enjoy his videos.
Yeah, I'll go check that out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, we are at Show and Tell. Did anybody bring anything for Show and Tell today?
Yeah.
I did. Let me grab it.
Who was that just spoke?
Chuck.
Chuck. Okay. We got to highlight him. Chuck. Oh, he disappeared again.
Had to go grab some. I'm behind those logs.
He went to get another beer.
Yeah. He's on his way to Cindy's for a margarita.
There you go.
Sorry, I had to go grab it. So, can you guys see this? So, I made another spatula. This was white oak from Chris Miller. That's pretty thin. It's got a little curve to it.
Yeah.
It started to flex like a jump rope, which they can do. So I ended up hand carving the handle, and because I have a carving jack from Flex Cut, so I hand carved the handle and then just sanded it on the lathe. So,
there you go.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else? Wow, really?
I can show some stuff. Hang on just a second here. Let me.
Okay.
Jeff, I've been putting all mine up on Facebook, so
okay.
You can share the Facebook page and people can see some of the stuff people have been doing. But I've been putting all mine up on Facebook.
Okay.
This is Chuck's choke cherry I made into snowman hats. So that's some of them there.
Oh, okay.
So and I just made this little box, egg box here too. So no finish on it.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Okay then. Anybody else? Okay, well, that's basically it for this meeting then. Let me get back to me. So that's basically it for this meeting. Our next meeting will be October 18th, 2020. Don't forget, next Saturday is Turning Talk, where we're all just going to get online here on Zoom and talk turning and show each other ideas and talk about ideas.
Is that 10 or 11?
That'll be 10 o'clock. I will be on at 9:30, just in case anybody needs any technical help.
Thank you.
So, same time as a workshop, just not a real workshop. So that's basically it. I want to thank everybody for coming today.
Jeff?
And yes?
Real quick, I did find that wire inlay one. Want me to show it real quick?
Okay, cool. Yeah,
oh, okay. Let me get you spotlighted.
Got it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
Wow.
It turns out it's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. And you can do different, you can use copper, silver, whatever. But it's like a fill. So.
Cool. That is nice.
That is cool.
It is nice.
So.
I would do that with a bowl.
It was on the floor.
I just want to say again that Cindy, you did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Thanks, guys. It was fun for the first time. I won't be so bad in the next time.
I think I'm going to use that wire inlay on a vase.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. I mean, you can use it on different things. You can use different thicknesses.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good
I
idea.
actually seen somebody turn a vase. I'm thinking it was Andy Phillips, and it was a log that had a big split right down the middle of it. And what he did is he chucked it up, and he turned a slot and did that with heavy wire, like 12 gauge wire, and got it real tight. And then he turned the rest of the vase, including hollowing out, and that became the support for holding it together. It was really cool looking when it was done.
Well, I can tell you, I have another idea that I'm going to do. I bought some pewter. And I bought one of these, you know, things that you can melt. So you can use a torch to melt pewter. So I'm going to melt some pewter, and I'm going to try putting that in the cracks wherever I want, and then shine that up.
Yeah.
So
word of advice: pewter is hot enough to burn most woods when you're pouring it into the cracks.
Yeah, you have to be careful, but you can use a propane torch for pewter. You don't have to.
Yeah, but it'll burn. Like if you're filling a void in the wood with it, it'll burn it. So you know, be prepared. I mean, pewter is real. You can turn it off,
right?
Or turn pewter itself.
I just thought it might be interesting to try. I'm always out there trying.
Noel Buckholz used a lot of computer, and that's how he melted his pewter.
Yeah.
And did it.
Isn't he the one out in Hawaii now?
Yes.
We should all go out there and take a class from him.
Yeah, he's quite inventive with using metals in his turnings.
Yeah, he's still
doing
it. He's still doing it. I looked on his Facebook page the other day. He's still turning and pouring pewter and so on. So yeah.
But I might say, be forewarned that I can speak personally for it. Have a fire extinguisher handy, not in the house, but like within reach of the lathe.
Yeah. Well, I have one sitting right here, so.
Clearance there, Bob?
It's something you should have in your shop anyways.
Yep,
So.
absolutely.
Yep. Years ago, I learned the hard way, and I thought it would still work. It didn't.
Yeah, make sure they're charged. You should check them at least once a year to make sure they still have a charge in them.
Yeah. Yep. So. Okay, then. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the meeting today. As I said, the next one will be October 18th. And next week on Saturday at 10 o'clock, we'll have our turning talk, our first turning talk. And in the meantime, I want everybody to stay safe, whether you're in your shop or whether you're out in public or whatever. Just be safe and look after each other. And we'll see you next time around. Goodbye.